Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk on this Saturday, February the 9th. Valentine's Day is coming up real soon. I hope you've made that effort. I don't know what my wife is going to get me, but I know it'll be good. You know, I haven't decided.
What are you getting me?
You on Valentine's? You're the one that's got the work cut out, buddy.
Not me.
What do you got, about 40 to send out, don't you? Huh?
At least. Maybe
At
50
least.
to 100, I think. I don't know.
Man, you're going to take them all down to the rendezvous and treat them all. Or they're all going to Peanut Kwan's house and have a meal.
Yeah, that's the easier way to do it.
Yeah, happy Chinese New Year. I saw you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I bet that was some kind of food gig, too.
You should have been there.
Well, I've heard that before. You know,
all the shrimp you can eat.
I don't want to hear anymore. Okay, all right. Got Bill Cox in the studio. Of course, we've got our co-host. You heard Ron Wong talking, and Ron's the only guy I know that sends me his tentative itinerary here through the year 2022 of where he's going to be. He is our what? On the road again man, right? Let's have it out. That's it. Here he comes. There he comes. Willie Wong coming in right now. Look at him. Golly. Okay, Willie, sit down, Willie. That's him. You know. All right. That's enough of that. So he's got his own song. You know, Bill Cox is sitting in with us as we celebrate, if that's the right word. And he was talking about his the family there and talking about what's going on with him and how he got to become a commissioner. And a lot of folks don't understand, you know, this is a government-appointed position, right?
It's a political appointment.
The governor appoints you.
The governor appoints 9. The Speaker of the House and Speaker of the Senate appoint 2 each. Okay.
I don't remember watching your confirmation hearing on TV, so I didn't know if
I don't recall having a confirmation hearing.
Well, talk about the first time. You know, I mean, you're a rookie guy. You come in there, and the governor has put your name on the list. Do you remember that first commission meeting?
Oh, sure. Well, the first one I went, I had gotten the call that I would be appointed. I went to Reelfoot and attended the January meeting prior to the. I started in March, so I went to the first 2 commission meetings to kind of get a feel for.
You did,
the job.
Okay.
Yeah, and but it's you know when you first get on something like that, the best thing to do is kind of sit and be quiet and learn and you know, ask a few questions and try to learn for a couple of years.
That's always been my problem, sitting and being quiet.
Of course, I never did that. So
No.
But it was the learning curve was pretty steep, and there were I asked questions about our TV show and the value of what we were getting out of it and the money we were spending. And Beverly Johnson was the chairman. She said, "Well, Bill, since you're so interested in the TV show, then."
You're on there.
You're on
the committee,
and you're
the chairman of that committee.
Go investigate, and so I was kind of tasked with that responsibility for the return on investment,
and it's been a very successful.
Well, it was a really well done show, but it was on PBS, and I never felt like we were getting a good return, and I wasn't able to get the show canceled until my second term, and that's
really.
And finally I got the coach show. It was excellent. It was great subject matter. The rail production. It was fantastic. But it
time
was,
slots
it
and
was
things.
Time slots on PBS and not available in a lot of cities. And it was costing, you know, where $400,000-$500,000 a year, and it just wasn't worth the money. So.
Was that one of your?
That was one of my projects, and I finally.
In your first term.
I was unsuccessful the first term. But,
but you did this 6 years.
But when you start there, you learn about things in East Tennessee that we don't have here, where it's bear or commercial fishing we have here, but I was unfamiliar with it. So you just have a lot of learning and a lot of traveling.
You do have a lot of traveling.
To go, if you do it right, go to the different parts of the state, talk to the agency people. They'll ride you around and talk about what goes on in their regions, and and some of the great things and some of the bad things, and here's what our problems are and that kind of thing. So the best thing to do is go learn as much as you can about it, so you can make the proper decision.
And of course, this is a well-paid job too.
Yeah,
You're laughing because
my wife told him I would pay him to let me do it. But.
Oh, okay, all right. So you did this, and I think about 6 years, and then did you really want to do it again? I mean,
I did. I had, and of course, never thought that I'd get reappointed. But after the first time, and Daniel Welch was the commissioner that took my place, and they had a legislative issue that some legislators up there got sideways with the commission.
That's possible.
And about 6 months before the new term started, and I, long story short, I threw my name back in the hat and wrote a letter and started asking people for their support. And I think I was the last one on the list. They couldn't find anybody down here that would do it, so
I don't know about that.
They let me do it again.
This is a time consuming. You have to really, you can get on, and I know that some people say, well, it's impossible to get on that, but it is a time consuming. You have to be dedicated to what you're doing, and yet you have a real life to live at home in Collierville with your wife Cindy and all your kids and everything else. So
it is, but it takes as much or a little time as you want to give it.
That's what doesn't?
And you have the opportunity to if you love the outdoors, and I say this all the time, if you love conservation habitat and the outdoors and fishing and all that, hunting and all that, and you get to spend time and work with the people that do it for a living that are professionals, that in my opinion are, as an agency, are the best in the country, it is not hard to see how you could love it and travel and want to see everything in the great state of Tennessee that we've got. And it's been a blessing to me, and I would pay them to let me do it, continue to do it.
Well, we'll work on that, because your name and your number on your telephone number, your email address is all under tnwildlife.org, and that's you can never escape. I'm sure you've had some unusual calls in your lifetime. So
I don't get as many calls as some of the people in East Tennessee, but I've had when we had to raise license fees, I got some calls and people raising Cain about it. But if you talk to them and explain it to them about how we're funded and how other states are funded and that kind of thing, you usually end up with a pretty good result on the other end, and they glad they called and that kind of thing. So it's all good.
And you do have a district that you represent. Tell our folks what your district is.
Well, you're gonna make me name the counties.
No. You have everybody thinks
Southwest Tennessee.
Yeah, everybody thinks, well, he just got Shelby County.
No, it's Southwest Tennessee and McNair, Hardeman, Fayette, Shelby, Tipton, and maybe that. I think let's see.
I don't want to put you on the spot here, but
9,
but it is Shelby County is where you're based.
Yeah.
When you talk about it,
right.
And again, we're talking to Bill Cox, who is served in completing his second term with the Tennessee Commission on Fish and Wildlife, or whatever it is now. I get those mixed up, but in February in Nashville.
Yep.
So what's going to be your thoughts as you go into that last commission meeting? Are you going to reflect back? What is the mark that Bill Cox has left on his legacy here? I'm putting you on the spot, but just think about it.
You wonder where 6 years went, but I hope that the commission didn't get in the way of the agency doing a good job.
Yes.
But you can't. One commissioner, and I would never take credit for anything that good or bad, because it's a group effort. And it's going to be sad because of the friends and the acquaintances, and you meet all the agency people, and to do it 2 times and really get to know people and the commissioners that you get to meet, and there is invaluable. I mean, there's a great group of people that rotates get new ones every couple of years that are well respected, successful business and professional people from all over the state, and it's an honor to be amongst that group. So it's I hope we have done a good job, and the agency's got a high approval rating, and so I think we've been reactive and had some foresight into some of the things we're working on, some of the R3 retention and recruitment, reactivation, and that kind of thing. So I think we've done a pretty good job. I try to do that.
I know that, and we'll get into this now. Is a good time as any. You want to take a break, Shelby, and we come back? Are we all right on time-wise? Keep going? All right, let's keep going here. Bill, a lot of folks know you as a commissioner and have made that self well known. And I will throw in there, we don't want to forget Lauderdale County.
Yeah.
That's the one
Yep.
that but we have all these but you do have you're a really civic-minded person in Collierville. What's it about Collierville that has your legacy is your family and things along that line?
Well, my dad left a pretty strong legacy with the philosophy and the work that he did, and he had an idea about what he felt like Collierville needed to be as a balanced community with residential, retail, and industry, and I think he worked hard towards that, and then preserved the history of Collierville, where you maintain that the small town neighborly feel that you have around, and the historic square where my office is unique to. I believe it's the only square that doesn't have a courthouse in Tennessee.
Really?
So we've got a park that we have concerts during the summer, and the kids play, and it's a great place, and that sets Collierville apart some. But we've got it's just a great town. I mean, it's friendly, and we've got great leadership out there. Mayor Joyner's been and his board are doing a good job, and it's just a great place to live.
Well, I know you're a man of faith too, which I've always appreciated. You don't hide that.
Nope.
You put it on right out there, and you're very involved in Collierville United Methodist Church. You and
My
your
wife and I
Cindy.
go to the same church that I was baptized in, and sing in the choir, and we don't sing well, but we make a joyful noise.
I guess that's why I like you. Huh? Hey, we got another person on the line right now that I know she's relatively new to the TWRA, but I think you had a hand in getting this young lady involved in what we need, and that's Jennifer Winooski, and she's on with us right now. Good morning, Jennifer.
Hey, how's it going?
We're doing great. Mr. Cox is sitting there. He never knows what's coming next, but talk about his relationship here with getting you here.
Oh, well, Bill has certainly a wonderful vision for the state of Tennessee and bringing its marketing and R3 efforts up to being the level of a leader in the nation. And his focus on making sure every investment is measurable and making sure every effort is effective has been really wonderful. And I just thought I'd recognize him for being a leader in that.
And Bill, what about Jennifer and her position?
Well, I've been preaching that we need a professional, and thank you for those words, Jennifer. I've been preaching we need a professional in the agency to take on the R3 effort and to get new people involved, reactivate, recruit, and because that's where the revenue for the agency comes from.
Yes.
And all the good things the agency does, if you can't fund it and you can't pay your people, then you something's got to go without. So Jennifer was highly recommended. She's doing a great job. She's just getting up to speed, but it's a big job. I mean, when you get into it, it's not something you just buy a couple of ads and have a couple of public meetings and do a little Facebook. It's not.
No.
It's a lot bigger than that, and you can read about it if you're interested online with what a lot of people are doing. But as little as something like the apprentice hunting license.
Yes. Yeah.
Has been wildly successful nationwide. So, but she's doing a great job, and I'm expecting a lot of good things from her. And I think they've reorganized some of the staff, and it's going to take her a little time to get the boat wound up full speed, but she's doing a great job.
Well, I wanted her to step in here and quickly. Just got a couple of minutes here. Jennifer, he's been saying R3, and I'm thinking of somebody in the NFL or something. So quickly, if you can you tell us what that means?
Sure. So that's recruitment, retention, and reactivation.
There you
and
go.
That's talking about hunter and anglers. So we want to keep the customers that we have and make new ones and make sure that everybody enjoys all the wonderful outdoor resources Tennessee has to offer.
Well, you're going to find out a lot about it here on Outdoors of Larry Ray. We're glad to be still part of the TWRA family. And every Saturday morning we'll be plugging as much as we can what's going on with the TWRA. Jennifer, thank you. And I know, Bill, I wanted her to get in there because I really think she's going to do some great things.
She is. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer. Okay? All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's take a break. Come right back, and we're going to talk. Is it time for the bird dogs already? My goodness, it is. And we'll keep Mr. Cox around if he wants to, or he can go home. I know the light is getting dawn now. We'll be right back on Outdoors of Larry Ray.